It's February 11th, 2026. Right now, here in Arizona. In other parts of the world, it is February 12th. And it appears that the group that's running the bullion exchanges in the West is losing control of this market. And they have a twofold problem. And this problem has a solution, and that's what I'm here to present. So the twofold problem is a financial problem and a physical delivery problem. They've been trying to prevent the financial problem by bleeding off inventory, but they're running low on inventory and they got a real crisis. And so what they need to do is they need to stop bleeding inventory. They need to hold the inventory they got, and they need to let the financial events play out the way they're going to play out. They need to declare at least a partial force majeure where whatever inventory they're holding, I would recommend, if they are able to do so, to do some kind of partial settlement where the contract holders are given a portion of that inventory, a pro rata portion, whatever that ends up being. Understanding that that's going to be a partial default on the ounces they were promised. I believe that's the best you can do at this time to settle that problem. I wrote this book where I go through other parts of this solution, but my general recommendation is that the US dollar and debts denominated in US dollars be declared worthless officially, because unofficially that's where they're going. So vital services, both provided by government entities and provided by private sector entities, need to continue as well as possible. And so we need economic freedom to negotiate contracts, to shore up companies, and to start systems that we have designed expecting an outcome like this, without having to deal with all the regulatory red tape and taxes that are going to inhibit this kind of activity. There needs to be a hub. There need to be hubs. There need to be local hubs, and there need to be big hubs for big companies, centralized hubs, where the owners of capital can coordinate with the owners of vital services and processes and production processes, to shore them up, to figure out, I'm going to give you, this much gold. You're going to give me this percentage interest in the company, or you're going to sell me these assets, and you're going to use that to pay your employees, to pay your distributors, to pay your suppliers, to pay your operating expenses, so that you can remain in operation. So I wrote a whole book. I suggested some stuff about the gold reserve, but understandably it might not be there. Like I said, we have systems we've been designing and thinking about that we can put in place, and there's different monetary demands that can be met through different systems that can compete against each other, and so that the best systems win out, and that's what people start using. But the threat of competition remains, so that they remain strong, and that if they become unethical or they become abusive, people can withdraw their support, their business, and they can put it with a better producer. So again, I've written a whole book about a lot of this stuff, and I'll link that in the description to this. Take care.